Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today, this is going to be the Bowmaster Bossing Mule series finale, where I kind of give you guys my final thoughts and opinions and ratings on the class as a whole. I want to start by saying Bowmaster is, and I've said it so many times before in this series, but Bowmaster is extremely underrated. This class is crazy. Now after playing it all the way to 220 and kind of fully leveling it, I'm gonna have to give this minimum an 8 out of 10. This class is extremely strong when it comes to bossing. The training also very good. It's very simple. It's nothing super complicated. Very beginner friendly for a newer player if they're thinking of making a bossing mule, and there's not a huge learning and skill gap with this class. Very enjoyable to train up until 220, and that was with very low tier gear. I didn't have anything crazy on this class by any means, just CRA and then the APSO weapon that I got from the box. Now after getting this class to 220, I did decide to try and take it bossing and seeing how that went, and this class did extremely well against the bosses for pretty much no funding at all. At the time of the recording for these bosses, I don't think I had spent any more than, I think about, definitely no more than 1.5 or 2 bill on this account in total, and it was pretty much able to do up to Lomian with such little funding. It's actually kind of crazy. The thing that I think makes this class such a high rating, in my opinion, is the simplicity of this class. There's not a ton of things you need to learn to optimize damage. You pretty much pop your burst skills and then you're just holding down one button. It's super easy to DPS, do like top DPS the entire time when you're in a boss fight. I know like with Adele, there's like 5 different things you have to keep up to optimally do DPS, but for Bowmaster, it's super simple, which is really nice for bossing mules. Like, I'm not trying to sweat when I'm doing weekly bosses on mules and to make money. I'm just trying to go in, do it, you know, be done with it. So that's kind of like what Bowmaster does. Super simple. You don't have to think too much. Very easy to do the bossing on. Very quick to do the bossing on for such a low amount of funding. Like, the Bowmaster doesn't even have APSOs. It's only 9k stat, and it's doing all the way up to Lotus with literally 0 gear over 12 stars besides the free APSO weapon, which is pretty much on par with a 2-line attack 12-star real APSO weapon. I was actually pretty shocked that this Bowmaster was able to do CPAP and then able to clear Lotus as well, just because of how little funding it really had on it. Now I don't know if it's because I do have 8k Legion and I do have most of my links up to level 3, but comparing this to a Demon Slayer that I have as a bossing mule with pretty similar gear, it does much better than the Demon Slayer. Another reason why Bowmaster is such a good bossing mule is because you don't need a ton of nodes for this. It has its own SE. You don't need to use an SI node because it's a Hurricane class. So a lot of the node slots that you're using, you can optimize with skill nodes, and you only need to use 2 boost nodes for bossing on this class as well. So super optimized in that aspect as well, and like you guys can see in the video, it does good damage with really low funding. So if you guys are thinking about making like a bossing mule and you're deciding whether you either want to do something like a fire poison or a shadower or a dual blade, which are all really good bossing mules, I would definitely say go with the Bowmaster, just because of how simple it is to pick up and learn on the class. Also, kind of how I had stated before in the previous video, Bowmaster has really good survivability, so you don't need to worry too much about dying out in any of these boss fights. You have the dummies, which give you the 2 lives if there's any attack that does over 50% damage, and that saves you from a lot of deaths in something like Lotus or even CPAP. And you also get the healing arrows, so it's pretty much unlimited healing non-stop 24/7. I do think I do want to try and bring this up to easy lucid, potentially slime. So I am going to probably try and get as many lucid carries as I can on this and try to get lucky with a drop. If I do that though, I probably won't be getting this anywhere past 235, and 235 probably being the max. But yeah, like I've said so many times in this series, Bowmaster is very underrated, and I think a lot more people are going to start making these, especially for bossy mules, rather than the typical fire poison hero Night Lord meta. Now, obviously, I do have the symbols up decently high level just because of the terror burning rewards that you get from getting this class to 220, but besides the fact, it's not even 10k and it's still doing all these bosses. And if you were to put, you know, 10-15 bill in this, it's easily going to be able to do easy lucid. But yeah, guys, if I were to compare this to the rest of my bossy mules that I have, which is a Night Lord, a Kana, a Demon Slayer, a Hero, and a Ho Young, this pretty much blows all those out of the water, and all the ones that I have were relatively, you know, considered a meta at some point. But yeah, guys, this is gonna wrap up the Bowmaster Bossy Mule series. It was a lot of fun actually making this series, and you guys seeing how the progression goes for the class, and you know, just getting my overall thoughts and opinions on the class as I experience it as well. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and like I said, I might bring it up to easy lucid and sea slime, and if I do, I'll definitely be posting that and updating you guys on that. But for now, it'll just sit at 220, and then, you know, when I decide to bring it up, I'll bring it up to lucid or slime, I'll start leveling it again and maybe revive the series at that point. Like I said earlier, if I were to rate this class, it's definitely going to be a 9 out of 10 by far. The training is not bad on it. The training is super simple. You get a very good summon, and then also there's a ton of skills that you'll rotate with while you're training. But super simple, super effective. And then bossing, crazy overpowered, very simple to learn, easy to pick up on, not a ton of stuff that you have to macro, and it's a 2-minute burst class, so makes going through the weekly bosses extremely simple and extremely quick as well. So very efficient class. Definitely highly recommend making this if you are thinking about making a bossy mule. But for now, that is all I have for you. I hope you did enjoy the series. It was fun for me, but until next time, take it easy. Peace.